So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about two very interesting PlayStation 5 stories. One focused on this ongoing narrative by some that there is something apparently wrong with the PlayStation 5, and that's why we haven't seen it in the hands of Digital Foundry. And in fact, Digital Foundry responded to people on this matter themselves, and we're going to dive into that. And the second story focuses on how Sony did PlayStation 5 media control correctly in comparison to Xbox Series X, and we'll dive into that as well. First, let me know if you only had money for one game on the PlayStation 5, only one game. Would you choose Spider-Man Miles Morales or Demon's Souls? Right now, it seems like Miles Morales is the clear winner for most, but I'm curious what you guys think. So comment below. If you only had money for one game, would it be Spider-Man Miles Morales or Demon's Souls? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Sony handled PlayStation 5 media correctly in comparison to the Xbox Series X. At this point, we can kind of see Sony's strategy for the PlayStation 5, which is essentially drop something big, then go quiet, then drop something else big, then go quiet, then drop something else, and so on and so forth, and it continues like that. Sony hasn't been in a rush to reveal everything. They've taken their time and shared information when they had something that fans would care about. I admit at the beginning it was frustrating how quiet they were when Xbox Series X was getting all kind of media attention, but as the year progressed, Sony became more vocal, as we know, and dropped something of value for their fans with each announcement. One of the latest examples of this is how the console hands-on experience has been handled. As we know, Microsoft sent their Xbox Series X to several media outlets and YouTubers a few weeks ago to get hands-on time with the console and share their experience, but details were allowed to be given in waves. They couldn't share much at the beginning, but they could start to share more as time progressed. But one thing that was consistent with each of these Xbox Series X hands-on videos is how many times people reminded everyone that these were preview devices and not the final Xbox Series X console. Things were limited, some items didn't work, some things crashed, which we all accepted because, again, these were preview consoles. Sony also had some hands-on content around that time as well, when they allowed several Japanese YouTubers and media personnel to get some time with the PlayStation 5, but this was in a specific setup environment these people had to come to, as opposed to Xbox, who sent consoles to people's homes. But now we find out that Sony has started sending waves of consoles to many YouTubers and media personnel across the West, and there seems to be a big difference between the PlayStation 5 consoles and the Xbox Series X consoles. The PlayStation 5 consoles appear to be retail models packaged in retail boxes with packaged up retail accessories. I could be swallowing my words next week or whenever all this content goes live, but it looks as though Sony took their time like they've done before and actually sent out retail models of the PlayStation 5 and not preview consoles. The benefit with this, of course, is that most things should be working fine. People should be getting an overall better experience that is closer to what people will get in what is just a few weeks away, as opposed to preview consoles that still have some work to be done. All this to really say is that I see Sony's strategy more clearly now and kind of appreciate it more so, and also can't wait to see the outcome of all of these hands-on videos that hopefully go live next week or the week after. But you guys let me know if you think those are retail PlayStation 5 consoles that everyone has been getting or not. I personally do think they are retail consoles, judging by the box and the accessories and all of that, but what about you? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the second story of the video, Digital Foundry shutting down PlayStation 5 issues talk. So a certain group of people have been on the PlayStation 5's case for some time now in regards to something being wrong with the console, because of course, even though Sony worked on this console for years and developed unheard of mass consumer device cooling and provided developers with an easier development transition path from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 and provided very well thought out additions to the console's hardware that clearly show a lot of time went into building this console, there is something wrong with the console, and it's probably going to break on launch day, so watch out for that. Obviously, there could be defects with some of the consoles that get released, but that's the case with any mass consumer device. But what does this all have to do with Digital Foundry? So as you know, they are one of the YouTubers or journalists, I guess, considering they're with website Eurogamer, that received an Xbox Series X a few weeks ago, and they've been releasing videos discussing the console's capabilities with certain games and their personal thoughts. So they released this tweet recently that states, "Two exceptionally cool indie games showcased on Xbox Series X in today's video. The Falconeer locks to 4K 60 in our preview build, while the Tourist," hopefully I said that correctly, "renders at 6K 60 and also delivers a flawless 4K 120. One of the replies to this tweet stated, "I wonder how y'all must be feeling seeing everyone else get a PlayStation 5 except you." Obviously, this is a troll and they didn't respond to this individual directly from what I can see, but someone else did, and they stated, "I wonder why Sony isn't giving PS5s to a tech channel, which could potentially expose issues Sony doesn't want you to know about." And this is where this whole continued PlayStation 5 issues discussion comes from. Not this one person, but multiple more prominent people also pushing this narrative that because Sony didn't send out PlayStation 5s to people like Xbox did, there must be something wrong with the console. And now that they have sent out PlayStation 5s, this discussion transitioned from that to why has Digital Foundry not gotten the PlayStation 5 yet? And this is what Digital Foundry themselves said. "Can we stop with all the conspiracy theories, please? You may have noticed that none of the European outlets have received PS5 yet. It really is that simple." Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people in the West have gotten the PlayStation 5, and Digital Foundry is basically saying that European outlets haven't gotten it yet. There isn't some deeper story to this, but of course, people want to throw more nonsense into the conversation. For people on either side, Xbox or PlayStation, we should want the competing company to do well, because if Sony did flop really that hard as you guys are saying that you basically want it to, where the console breaks and just doesn't function, and for example, say Xbox was left alone and had no competition, how well do you think they're going to treat their fans then? This goes the same if it was Sony that was left without competition. We should want both of the sides to do well. It just means better things for the rest of us, better services, better prices, etc. But you guys let me know what you think about this talk that the PlayStation 5 has issues and that's why it's not at Digital Foundry's desk. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "We need to compete." Obviously, this follows what I just said earlier, that we should want both companies to do well. And while I do enjoy fanboy wars, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't enjoy fanboy wars. They're entertaining. There's some people who take it to another level and treat it as if it's it's their 9 to 5, and those are the people that I kind of try to stay away from. But if you guys agree that we should want both companies to do well, destroy the comment section with "We need to compete," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.